So I woke up this morning to see that Eggwick, a very popular Valorant content creator, has decided to no longer make content for Valorant, at least exclusively. And I would like to thank him for making that content. When I started out in Valorant, he was one of the first people whose content I was watching, because I genuinely found it entertaining. But as time went on, I thought that the content became kind of tiresome. There was a lot of repeat type of formats, and I mean, I can't blame him. That's just a game of YouTube. But it seems like he himself is also burned out of this type of content. And so, it got me thinking about my own personal enjoyment of Valorant as a whole. Let me start by saying that the esports side of Valorant is probably at its highest point ever. The production quality of the events gets better and better, the views are up. Despite their tunnel vision at times, Riot does tend to listen to its community. For example, when we asked for the Ascension tournament to have its own spotlight in the year, they moved it away from the Masters and Champions events. And they also listened to the community and tried to negotiate the former guard roster to be acquired by an org in order to play Tier 1. By no means do I think this is perfect, but I do feel the esports side of game tends to be a little more isolated from the rest of the community. Now, let's talk about the game. Not the esport, but the game you and I play on a daily basis. My time on Valorant has actually been waning off quite a bit. The game tends to be quite unenjoyable when I'm not playing with my IRL friends. And trying to meet new people is like rolling a six-sided dice, where you want to hit 6 all the time. But unfortunately, one would be the kids who you don't want to talk to because kids are annoying. 2 is ragers who start throwing. 3, the e-daters who are cringe as hell. And 4, the mutes. Actually, the mutes aren't too bad. They don't really make you angry or, make you too happy. 5 is the text-only people, and at least they're trying. And 6 are, normal people who come in game or are friendly or, like I said, normal people. The content in the game itself is just really kind of stale right now. It's all really just prep for ranked. Deathmatch, unrated, swift play, customs, and TDM are just pseudo warm-up modes. Escalation, Spike Rush, and TDM might be the only quote-unquote unique game modes, and even then I think it's a stretch. A lot of our peers in the space have been asking for a Forge-like mode. If this confuses you, let me explain. Forge is a mode in Halo games where you, or the community, are allowed to use in-game assets from their library in order to create game modes. This type of mode is actually quite standard in FPS and esports title. For example, Fortnite just released a Fortnite game engine where people can make games for Fortnite in the client. Halo Infinite has released a Forge mode for one of its recent updates, and CSGO has always had community servers. And also Overwatch, despite being kinda cancelled, has custom game modes in the client as well. And this got me thinking, why can't Valorant have its own? Now, I know some uber nerds are going to say, well, maybe it's because they don't want to moderate the rooms or the server space. And to that, I have to say, okay, so how do we propose to fill the game with things that will keep casual players in the game entertained? Aside from TDM and Deathmatch, we don't have unique modes. They're all just gimmicked versions of ranked and unrated. Look at any other game, and they have seasonal events for casual players. Some even have story modes. You want to know what seasonal events Valorant has? Skins. That's it. Every December we get a snow-themed gun, or a Halloween-themed gun, or a Chinese New Year-themed gun, which are all paid content. I spent quite a bit of money on this game, and I know there's a lot of other people who do as well. And if you've seen the VCT skin sales, you know that they make a lot of money from these skins. And so I don't think that there's really an excuse for there not to be a Forge mode for Valorant. It would benefit the game. The players' engagements, time in game, and keeping them around in the client will make them more likely to buy skins. Off the top of my head, we can maybe get some community-made retake modes, an in-game trainer, and if Riot put in some effort, we could get some story modes for agents and introduction to lore for players. Almost like a seasonal event. Because let me tell you, the amount of people who know about lore in the game is very low. There's possibly more e-daters in the community than lore enthusiasts, which is sad. Regardless, I'm not here to shame people for the content that they watch or make, except Smurfing. Those guys can go to hell. But the fact that Valorant is either a hyper competitive game or a dating app is just sad. I legit do like this game because I'm hyper competitive, but I can see how the average person would not sink more than a couple of games with their friends.